Right now, as you're just sitting there, there's a logistics operation happening inside your body that is so complex, it makes the biggest companies in the world look simple. So today, we're going to dive into the absolutely brilliant engineering that keeps every living thing running. And a special hello to all the Class 10 students tuning in. You're about to see your textbook in a whole new light. And a quick shout out to A1 Institute for making all this possible. If you're on the lookout for expert guidance, great notes, or help with admissions, they are a fantastic resource for students. All right, to really get this, let's start with a really cool analogy. I want you to stop thinking of your body as just one thing. Instead, picture it as a massive, sprawling metropolis, a city with trillions of tiny citizens. And those citizens are your cells. So the big question is, how do you even begin to manage a city that huge? Every single one of those trillions of cells needs supplies brought in and garbage taken out, all the time. It's the ultimate logistical puzzle, for sure. And we're not talking about a 9-to-5 job here. Oh no. This is a relentless 24/7 demand for food and oxygen, and a constant stream of waste that has to be removed immediately. If either of those systems breaks down, the whole city just collapses. So how did life solve this incredible problem? Let's start with the supply issue. In us humans, the solution is this incredibly efficient, high-pressure delivery service, our circulatory system. The best way to think of it is a network of highways, main streets, and tiny little neighborhood roads. Okay, so the main superhighways are the arteries. They carry that oxygen-rich blood away from the heart at super high speeds. The return trip happens on the veins. But the real magic, that happens in the capillaries. These things are the tiny, one-cell-thick local roads where the actual drop-offs and pickups happen. Oxygen gets delivered, waste gets picked up, right at each cell's front door. So what's powering this entire delivery network? Well, it's all about pressure. Blood pressure is simply the force that's pushing the blood through this massive system of tubes. Without that pressure, everything would just grind to a halt. And we measure this force using a device you've definitely seen before, a sphygmomanometer. That inflatable cuff squeezes your arm, temporarily stopping the blood flow. And then, by listening to the sounds as the blood starts flowing again, a doctor can figure out the exact pressure inside that vessel. You've probably heard these numbers before, right? 120/80? Well, the top number, systolic, that's the peak pressure when your heart contracts, the big push. The bottom number, diastolic, is the pressure when your heart relaxes between beats. It's this perfect rhythm of high and low that keeps the city's supply lines moving smoothly. But a high-pressure pump is just one way to solve the problem. What about all the living things that don't have a heart? Let's take a look at the plant world. They have the exact same supply problems, but they solve it with a completely different and, frankly, just as clever plumbing system. I mean, think about it. How do you get water from the dirt all the way to the top of a giant tree with no pump? It seems impossible, right? But nature has this incredible, silent engine that just gets the job done. Plants basically have a two-pipe system. You've got the xylem, which is kind of like a bundle of straws, just pulling water and minerals straight up from the roots. Then there's the phloem, which is more like a food delivery service, actively sending the sugary food made in the leaves to every other part of the plant that needs it. And here's the truly genius part. The engine that drives this whole system is the sun. As water evaporates from the leaves, that's a process called transpiration, it creates this powerful suction. This tension literally pulls the entire chain of water molecules up, all the way from the roots. It's a completely silent, solar-powered pump. Amazing! Okay, so we've got deliveries covered, but what about the other side of that coin, waste management? In our massive city of cells, all those metabolic processes create toxic stuff that has to be removed. And this is where the body's ultimate purification plant kicks in. Take a look at this number, 180 liters. What on earth could that be? It seems like a massive amount of something. That is the staggering amount of fluid your kidneys process from your blood every single day. Not how much you pee, but the total volume they filter to get the bad stuff out. It's an almost unbelievable feat of biological engineering. And this is the system that gets it all done. The kidneys, the ureters, the bladder, they all work together. Blood full of waste goes into the kidneys to get filtered. That waste is then concentrated down into urine and gets ready to be removed. So how is this massive filtering job even possible? Well, the secret is that each kidney has millions of these microscopic little units called nephrons. Think of them as tiny purification stations. Each one filters a little bit of blood, and then, and this is the crucial part, it carefully reabsorbs all the good stuff the body wants to keep, like glucose, essential salts, and most of the water. Only the real junk gets left behind. Plants, once again, have a different strategy. It's way less complex, but just as effective. They just release oxygen waste right through tiny pores in their leaves. They cleverly pack other waste into leaves that are about to fall off anyway, or they turn it into harmless stuff like gums and resins. It's really a masterclass in low-energy recycling. So when you put this all together, from the high-pressure highways pumping through our veins to the silent, solar-powered pumps inside trees, you start to see this world of invisible, absolutely brilliant engineering that sustains life itself. And really, it all boils down to this key idea from our source material. These systems of transport and excretion, they aren't just interesting add-ons. They are the fundamental pillars of life. Without these elegant solutions for supplies and waste, complex living things like us just couldn't exist. It really makes you think, doesn't it? If this level of genius design is happening inside of you and every living thing, what other invisible marvels of engineering are all around us, just waiting for us to notice? If you found this as fascinating as I did and want to learn more, please do us a favor and like, share, and comment on this explainer. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the A1 Institute YouTube channel for more content that makes learning this stuff really clear and exciting. And for any students out there, especially our Class 10 viewers, if you're looking for a hand with admission, some really detailed notes, or just expert guidance, please get in touch with A1 Institute. Their phone number is right there in the description below. Thanks for watching.